Hey guys, what's up? I'm Rizzo.
I'm Zero.
And I'm DK. On this episode of Anime Reaction, we watched the 12th episode of Bakemonogatari.
If you want to check out our reaction to the 12th episode of Bakemonogatari, hit that link in the description below.
And be sure to give us feedback in the comments section because we love hearing from you.
And as always, if you like what you see, subscribe to Otaku Saga, and don't forget to like and share our videos.
And thanks for watching.
So, this episode of Bakemonogatari was...
There were no cat ears.
Technically Tsubasa Cat episode 2.
But...
However, this episode was entirely focused on Hitagi and Araragi.
Which
their relationship.
Obviously,
it was really good.
I'm happy to see Hitagi back with a vengeance.
Yeah, there's a lot of times where I wish that she'd be more of a part of this series. But yeah, I like the kind of combination of the whole her teasing him and how hilarious that is.
Oh yeah.
Just the awkwardness of the whole situation with her father driving them.
And she's she's taking full advantage of that awkwardness.
Oh yeah.
And that's what just makes it so rich. It's like,
and then also just the kind of touching parts at the end.
Now, I did say in the reaction, like, this is probably the most real episode of anime I've seen in years. Like, this was like legitimately
Flashbacks to high school.
Yeah,
totally
way real. In my case, it was my parents driving. The awkwardness was on both sides, and it never actually clicked. We're still friends, which is kind of cool, but there were still really awkward moments, and
I have a
It's very true
feeling
to
that
life.
if I had ever brought any of my girlfriends around to meet my parents, probably would be awkward just like that.
mostly because your dad is a nice jokester.
Yeah, my dad is a jokester, but
you get it from somewhere, bruh.
yeah. Sometimes my dad in particular tends to take it a little bit too far, so, which is the exact reason why I never brought any of my girlfriends around to meet my parents.
That's nice. What's human contact again? At least voluntary.
But yeah, I mean, this entire episode, it was, there was a conversation at lunch, which it actually took place the same day that the previous episode did. So it was kind of rewinding back to lunch, and I like the lunch boxes that Hitagi made for them.
That
was hilarious.
My goodness. That was hilarious.
Writing out, I love Hitagi on his rice, and writing out, I love Koyomi on her rice. It was funny.
And also, I mean, the fact that they use actual photos of food.
Yeah.
As they do for a lot of elements in
Shaft
this
likes
series.
to do that.
I love that technique. I don't know why, I just love it.
It's a very peculiar technique.
And unique.
But yeah, like it really makes stuff pop. But yeah, so basically she asks him out on a date.
We're going. You have no choice.
We're going. Oh wait,
Oh, could you please?
Yeah, can we go on a date?
I had an ex-girlfriend like that.
I didn't.
Well, this is why I'm explaining how real this episode was to me. I had a girlfriend like that. It was, yeah. She talked almost exactly the same way.
All of my exes were more the let the guy take charge type of girls, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's just
Is what it is.
It is what it is. But yeah, so then it fast forwards because the thing of him, what he did after school was gone over in the last episode, where he was talking to, oh God, why can't I remember the character's name? Well, he was talking to Tsubasa, and he was also talking to, God, the middle school girl from the last arc. I can't remember her name right now for some reason.
The one cursed by the snake.
Yeah. Anyway, so he goes to her house like really late because that conversation took forever. And then, which it actually turned out to be a good thing because the date that she had planned was going out and looking at the stars. And so she drags him off, and they get in the car, and
Dad's driving.
Yeah, her father's driving, and it's just like a whole freaking like.
Well, considering the teens, you'd think it would be normal, but actually, I do kind of remember, and this will help make that whole scene a bit funnier. There's a sort of idiom in Japanese culture that the 4 things to fear most in life: fire, earthquakes, typhoons, and father. So that's kind of it kind of makes the situation a little more stressful for our boy here.
Well, I mean, in my experience, it's always really awkward to meet your girlfriend's father for the first time. And sometimes subsequent times, depending on how your relationship with him goes. Yeah, the whole, like cleaning my gun type thing, Yeah, you better treat her right type.
And growing.
I actually had a father challenge me to a sparring match with a sword.
Okay, that's weird.
You know the friend's father.
Yeah, I think I know who you're talking about, but I had one where he didn't necessarily clean his gun, but he did let me know how many that he owned, and he was also special forces and like, like one of those, I could kill you with a finger type guys. So that was interesting.
I could kill you in my sleep.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
You would never know. Like, you would never see it coming. Just know that. Enjoy yourselves.
Be home by midnight.
That type of guy.
That's probably a good thing why I didn't necessarily date through high school, because I probably would have tried to come up with a one-liner.
Because that is you.
That is me.
Totally you.
You won't see it coming.
Part of my problem is that I'm so big and so intimidating that
That kind of helped.
unless you know me, you would automatically think that I'm one of those type of guys, So the first meeting was always really, really awkward. It's like, I swear I'm a nice guy. Wait, everybody says that shit. That's what they always say. Damn it. No,
But seriously, I only look like a rebel.
Yeah.
I look like an annoying little shit of a teenager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm already taller than you.
But so the conversation in the car ride, the awkwardness between Aragi and Hitagi.
I don't think Itagi was awkward at all. She was playing the situation like a fiddle.
Yeah, no, she was enjoying the bullshit far too much.
Oh yeah. I've been on both sides of that situation. So yeah, that was pretty real. That was nice.
Yeah. and then kind of the conversation that he had with Hitagi's father.
Yeah, when they finally arrived.
When she stepped out. That was
real.
I could see that situation happening. I definitely never had any situation quite like that, but
I had a similar situation, but the whole idea was the father almost had a slight sense of guilt because he's not as much of a part of her life as he should be or he could be. He's always focused on work. He's always away, but he realizes that Araki-kun is changing how she X, he says that this is the first time in a very long time that she's actually been happy. And she has actually asked me for favors for the first time in years. And it's all your fault. Pretty much.
Yeah. It's all thanks to you.
Yeah.
Basically.
I've had a similar conversation. It didn't quite go like that way, but it does happen. It's real. Because fathers have to do what they got to do to make a living.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally relatable series of events, really.
Yeah.
So, it's part of the charm of this episode.
And
That's why I
then,
like it so much.
yeah. And then, so Senjukahara comes back and she, takes Koyomi into the woods. Don't know why I used the opposite names that I've been using. Weird. And basically, it was kind of a joke on the whole, close your eyes while we're walking there. Except, she had her hand pressed against his head, so he was in like a 90-degree bow the entire time they were walking up there.
Bow to your sensei!
Which I thought was a little bit of a funny play on that situation. But basically, as it turns out, for the date, she was showing him the night sky. Which leads into the conversation of her basically saying that, everything that she has shown to him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's her way of opening up because she is a really good blend of Dandara and Sundara.
But she really just lays it all out there. There's me. There's my pervy friend. There's
No. Clumsy father.
Her cute kohai.
Yeah.
her pervy friend, her clumsy father, and this night sky. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I think that is all she said. This is all I have.
Yep.
Of course, there's also this thing.
That's my
body.
insult. Yeah, and these insults.
And these insults.
Oh yeah,
I don't
and these
need
insults.
those.
I don't need those. Oh, and my body.
You don't need that too? Always the troll.
Yeah. And then she does, a similar thing that she does with the date, which is, we're going to kiss. I mean, wait, I got that wrong. But
The things that I should have said on my first date.
right. This really leads into a great thing about this series, which you wouldn't necessarily know at this point unless you've watched some of the series, is that for a lot of the touching moments, like say for their first kiss, which was technically in this episode,
Right.
it doesn't have to show anything.
It's implied.
It's implied.
Very much implied.
Yeah. And that's actually something that I do like about this series. Because that's not technically what this series is about.
Yeah.
You know.
And I really like that kind of storytelling where everything is more implied and is not directly in your face. That way it can move on to other things that are important to the rest of the storyline. Like there are some times where that long drawn out kiss scene ends up messing things up. Or that long drawn out kiss scene that gets interrupted by X amount of friends. And it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole thing. Like they could have had a whole thing where they leaned in or whatever, and you get like great music coming up and whatever, make the moment really really big. But they don't need to do that in this series.
Yeah.
Which it's kind of refreshing a little bit because you don't really see that. Usually they make it like a huge big deal out of it.
Well, that's definitely one of Shaft's biggest strengths is that visual storytelling. I mean, yeah, from even small details like using pictures to make some things pop out, like with the bento scene, or just kind of, implying to the viewer that an event happened in some way. They're able to tell a story, I think, a little more efficiently. It serves as a kind of a better segue maybe to the next event, or into this case, the end of the episode, and kind of leave you up on a high note without it overstaying its welcome, as it were.
Now, something else that I want to point out is, like you said, that visual representation that something has happened. While they're sitting there laying and staring at the stars, Senjugahara, she starts saying, I'm afraid that I might start disliking you. I'm afraid of losing you. And all he does is just reach out and grab her hand. That's all that happens. And then the next scene is a close-up of her eye, a strike in the eye, and then just on we go.
There you go.
And it's just a pan out, a nice calm pan out, and continue on with the conversation.
Yeah. And that really goes into helping make, especially this episode, seem really real.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
it allows you to relate to it. You fill in the blanks yourself with past experience.
Yeah.
This is definitely one of my favorite episodes of this. Well, at least of this season. There's some good episodes in the other seasons too, but
still, yeah, I have to agree with you. This is a really good episode.
So yeah, I think that's about it for this one.
That is about it.
Back to the cat for the next one.
Yes. And actually, even better before we do go, being able, like I said, about being able to segue to the next part of the story. Now that their relationship is cemented, now it gets even more awkward with Hanakawa coming back on the scene.
And that's why they decided to put this episode here.
Exactly.
Because they needed to cement that.
Yeah.
And also because this is a harem series, a very unbalanced harem series.
Yeah,
where he's
but
actually dating one of the girls.
But
you need to cement him as actually being, in the relationship, dedicated to the relationship, and actually not a playboy, even though he ends up getting all these girls around him and liking him and stuff.
I only hope
Which
that
is all
ends up
too
better
real for me,
than some. You damn normie.
Damn normie. Anyway, so let us know what you thought of the anime, what you thought of our reaction in the comment section below.
I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed.
Thumbs up if you like it, thumbs down if you don't.
But that's going to do it for this episode of Anime Reaction. I'm DK.
I'm a normie.
And I'm Rizzo. See you next time. Damn, Normie, die! Die!